always say, in for a penny, in for a pound. So there we go. Sue me in the morning. Sandy, I would like to thank Nick for the candid photo of you taking a morning swim in the jungle in Nicaragua. He thought it would be a good idea to show it here as a joke. You'll be pleased to hear I said no. Laura, somebody told me that the university average marks were always lower than the other Laura. Is that true? Because that means she won. What she won, I don't know. Colleen, on the recommendation of Laura, I took the liberty to call your camp counsellor for info on your talents of mopping the kitchen floor and doing the dishes. She said that's all we could trust her to do. Truth to that. Jennifer, I'm pleased to hear the secret of your healthy lifestyle. Diet of mini boxes of Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops. I would advise you to check Canada Food Guide for side effects. Laura and Kevin, don't worry, I did not forget about you. Did you all know that Kevin was photographed nude in a tub of peanut butter for the Vaughan Firefighters calendar for the month of March? With the title, "This Guy is Nuts." But he can save you. Laura, when you and Kevin signed the marriage license with the minister of the church this afternoon, did she ask you for proof of age? Because apparently she thought you were 16 and was going to challenge Kevin for robbing the cradle. You must have come across this type of situation before. For example, beer store, liquor store. On behalf of Brian and Carol Kitching and Lily and Andy Taylor, I thank you all for coming today to celebrate the wedding of Laura and Kevin. I also thank all the supporting people that made this day a success. And now I'd like to welcome out-of-town guests. Oh, by the way, did you know people came from far afield, that's Old English for a long distance, to celebrate this event? As I call your name out, could you please stand and remain standing? And if I pronounce your name incorrectly, forgive me, I will do my very best. How about Leanne Card from Sunnyvale, California? Elaine Casper from Edmonton, Alberta. Then we have Sonia, Walter, and Peter Wasilishin. Ruth and Dick Kuipers from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We also have Sarah and Mike Miller and Caitlin Baxter from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Along with Harry Morrison and Erin Coegan from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Then there's Brock Hayhoe from Nashville, Tennessee. And finally, Frank and Catherine Fellheimer from Popo, Michigan.
All right, good evening. So, I guess for you who don't know me, my name's Tom. Known Kev for about 10 years, I guess, or so now. And if I've learned anything from Keven over these years, is that he really enjoys long-winded speeches.
You got his number.
Yeah. But really, so I'm just going to share like a really quick thing, and then I'm going to let Curtis take over from me, and we'll have the toast after that. So just share a short story with you guys. It's a couple years ago, Keven and Laura came up to our family's cottage, and they came a little bit later, and maybe a couple of us have had a few more drinks than the others. Nobody knows for sure. These things happen. And so when Keven got there, he definitely managed to catch up with us very quickly. So he went down to the water, which was frozen for the most part, we thought. And as he was doing that, we were all just hanging out, having a good time. We thought, oh, the open water's on the other side, it's going to be okay, everything's fine. And then later or two, he comes running back up. He's half soaking wet. And he looks over at Laura, and he puts his finger out and yells, "Sabotage." And at that point, no one really understands what to do. But it happened. So in that moment, what I saw was Laura looked back at him with some type of strange understanding and acceptance that I've never quite seen before or since. And in that moment, I just knew that they would be okay. So that's my story of Keven and Laura. Curtis, if you may, join me, please.
That's great.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Curtis, and even though it doesn't look like it, I am Kevin's brother. Throughout my life, I've sustained some injuries, and Keven actually, he's always been there to laugh at me. Probably was the cause of some of them too, but no, actually, through growing up with Keven, he gave me some really great advice. Going into high school, he looked at me and said, "Curtis, there are 3 problems you're going to face in high school: sex, drugs, and alcohol. You're probably going to do at least one of them, just don't do all 3. Some very real advice from him today. No, we have, as brothers, we have shared some really cool experiences with each other. Like the one time he decided he was going to make me give him a piggyback ride, so he promptly jumped on my shoulders and then fell off and rolled his ankle. To the point where we had to push him around Ireland in a wheelchair. So I guess it was my turn to laugh. No, but for real though, Keven, you're a great brother, and you've been a true, real inspiration in my life, and you'll always be my hero. So if everyone could just raise their glasses. Alright, well, toast to Keven and Laura. May your marriage be long and very happy.
Cheers. Cheers.
For those that don't know me, I'm Jennifer, Laura's sister and friend of 29 years. We had a wonderful childhood growing up, playing in the backyard, twirling in the driveway, riding bikes, and at the dance studio. Whatever I wanted to do or play, being the older sister, Laura would always humor me and join in with no complaints. Well, maybe a few. Throughout the years, we shared many good times at birthdays, holidays, dance competitions, and of course, family vacations. We're very fortunate to have wonderful parents and many family memories, whether up at sunny Stoughville Cottage, Florida, Myrtle Beach, Darien Lake, Maine, PEI, or up north at Dill Lake. Our parents ensured we enjoyed every minute. And what would be a summer holiday without swimming, building sandcastles, campfires and s'mores, hot dogs and grape pop, although Laura preferred cream soda. Swimming, snorkeling, fishing, boating, swimming, shopping, and ice cream, of course. Did I mention swimming? Laura's always loved the water. And as a kid growing up, she would spend what felt like forever in the water, splashing, diving, floating around, and it was very difficult to get her out of any pool, ocean, or lake until she was ready on her own terms. As a kid, I remember asking my parents if we could go back to where we were staying at the end of the day, but we had to wait for Laura to finish playing in the water. Kevin, I'm not sure if you know this, but growing up, Laura secretly wanted to be a dolphin. And on our girls' trip to Cuba a few years ago, she finally got the chance to swim with dolphins and be with them. As many of you may know, Keven, being the romantic that he is, has been planning a surprise honeymoon for Laura for months now. And we can't wait to find out where you'll be going, and we hope you've selected a destination with lots of water and a plan lots of time for swimming, and extra time, of course.
Belleville.
Our dad loved family vacations, holidays, and traditions, and Laura and Keven, we hope that you'll continue to honor some of our favorite family traditions and, of course, start new traditions of your own. As we grew older, Laura and I were apart for a while. I was away at university, and Laura was busy at Camp Ninoy, high school, dance, and university, and we came back together when I moved home, and still enjoy the One of a Kind show. We traveled to the Caribbean, we took skiing lessons together, and went on a few ski trips. Laura also got a summer internship at American Express where I worked, and we carpooled together every day. From our trips and experiences together, I quickly learned a few more things about my sister. Being a morning person that I am, I learned it was never a good idea to be too chatty on the drive to work or before she finished her morning coffee. Also, it was evident that I should do all the driving, as Laura is directionally challenged. I tried to teach her the difference between north, south, east, and west on our way to work, but it didn't go over too well. Keven, some sisterly advice for you, and for on your honeymoon and life as newlyweds. Don't plan any activities before noon. Map out the routes and navigations yourself. Have fresh coffee ready each morning, and you'll get bonus points for homemade donuts and baked treats. This will make for a successful start to any day. Laura, we've never seen you happier than when you're with Keven. Well, except for maybe when you're at Camp Ninoy, or camping at family vacations outdoors. But it's a good thing that you like to camp together. Laura and Keven, you're perfect for each other, a classic combination like coffee and cream, mashed potatoes and gravy, milk and cookies. These are some of Laura's favorite foods. You complement each other nicely, balance each other out when times are tough. Love being outdoors, trying new things, and going on adventures together. Keven, I finally now can say I have a younger brother, and all that comes with having a brother-sister relationship. Also, we now can officially welcome you to the family, even though you've already joined us in many ways. In support of our dad passing last December, we thank you for all that you've done and helped our family the past year. Please know that our dad would be very proud of you and how you've helped step up and take care of my mom and sister, our family home, and our place up north. And thank you for that. Laura, you're a very beautiful bride. You're smart, carefree, and have a quirky sense of humor. You pour your heart into everything you do, and all the little special details today, your baking, your garden tending, your crochet making, and endless homemade crafts and specialties. Dad is very proud of you, Laura, more than you'll ever know. And he's very much looking forward to this special day, and he's all here with us in our hearts forever. Laura, you'll make a wonderful wife, life partner, and mother someday. Laura and Keven, we're very happy for you both, and may you have a lifetime of love, joy, and adventures together. Let's raise a glass to toast Laura and Keven. Life is not about the destination, it's about the journey. We're wishing you a wonderful marriage and all the best in the years to come. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm not Laura's mother. She's not. Community didn't ask us that time or two. I met Laura when she was my 13-year-old camper at Minneote. And 13-year-old Laura wasn't that much different than the Laura of 16 years later. She was kind, meticulous, well-spoken, creative, and beautiful. I knew her that summer as a girl who worked hard washing dishes, got along well with everyone, and was always first to step up when someone needed help. I got to work at camp with Laura for a number of years after that, and I'm blessed beyond words to be able to call her my friend. Laura is often a study in contrast. She's rational and creative, she's brave and careful. She's spontaneous but absurdly well prepared. She knows exactly which type of household glue you use on a flush moon. She knows how to turn off blaring car alarms in residential neighborhoods at 3:30 a.m. She knows how to throw an axe, shoot a gun, bake, craft, and plan a party that everyone loves as well. She also knows how to love with action for her family and friends. She puts so much of herself into taking care of people that she loves. Keven, thank you for being the person that takes care of Laura so well. I've seen you over the years be her safe harbor and her face of calm in the storm. And it means everything to know that she has you by her side. My prayer for you two is for every happiness that you would keep laughing and adventuring together, and that you would remember today and know how very much.
Laura and Keven. I knew it was going to be burning.
I want to thank everyone for coming and sharing this special day with us. I especially want to thank the many relatives who traveled from long distance to support us today. It means a lot to me and my family. As most of you know, this has been an extremely difficult year for our family, with the unexpected passing of my husband Brian, Laura and Jennifer's dad. Brian, I know you are here with us today in spirit, making sure that everything goes according to plan. Now, I know we were late, but it was very valid why you were late. I hope we've done you proud. Along with the sadness, we've had some extremely happy events too. The excitement of planning Laura and Kevin's wedding, and the birth of twin grandsons, Connor and Ethan, to my daughter Jennifer and Michael, whom hopefully you will get a chance to meet throughout the weekend celebrations. This has definitely been a year of ups and downs, crazy days and nights, and many unexpected events, which I'll get into later. It is such an honor and my pleasure to share with you today the celebration, the marriage of Laura and Keven. How and where do I begin? It all began Thursday, June the 26th, 1986, at 5:24 p.m. at Mount Sinai Hospital. And now I'll fast forward to September 2014. when Kevin talked to Brian to tell him that he was going to propose to Laura on their vacation in Portugal. Now, Kevin, I do forgive you for not including me in that discussion. I know that I was at work, but at least you could have waited for me to come home and be a part of the discussion. I believe Brian's first response is, "What took you so long?" Now came all the intricacies of how, where, when, traveling with an engagement ring in your pocket, suitcase, customs, not losing it while traveling, swimming at the beach, hiking up mountains, or stomping grapes at a vineyard. We waited for the news that never came, and the emails that never came. Oh, we did get emails of their vacation, their itineraries, but no mention of a proposal. Had Kevin changed his mind? Did he decide this was not the right time? Was that ring burning a hole in his pocket? Or did he lose it along the way? And just before their vacation was over, Laura finally sent us an email with a picture showing us her ring and telling her that Kevin had proposed. Phew, the wait was over. Laura, as you know, I'm one of your biggest fans. I know how hard you've worked for the things that are most important to you. And I know that you can do or be anything you want if you set your heart on it. When you were a little girl, you were glued to my hip from the very beginning. You loved nursery school, but didn't like me leaving you there. Brian said, "You've got to cut those apron strings." So the next day, he took you to nursery school. And he ended up coming home with you. When I asked him what happened, he said, "She hung onto my legs so tight and wouldn't let go. The teacher said you might as well take her home now because she's crying and she's not going to be of any use here." He said to me, "I had no idea what you went through every day." All that changed when you started kindergarten and your creative side started. You've been creative from the time you were a little girl. You were always making something, drawing, cutting fabric, paper, gluing buttons, trim, wool, stickers, stamps, glitter, and collecting sequins from dance costumes. If I didn't want you to get into my sewing notions, I had to hide them from you. When I was baking, you had to be right by my side, helping me, mixing, stirring, taste testing. That should have been my first clue that you would end up doing something different. Little did we know at the time that you would end up in the world of advertising, and somehow that seems appropriate. As a little girl, you loved music and dancing. Oh, my little dancer, from Are You Blue, Dabba Dabba, with all your dance costumes, recitals, and school productions. Laura has an amazing memory. She remembers every detail. Watch out, Kevin. She remembers everything, right down to where every Christmas decoration goes. And she would tell us every year if we put them in the wrong place. In grade 6, she wanted to go to Girl Guide camp, and with a group of friends. She went, she hated it. The next summer, she announced she wanted to go to another camp, Minneowi, with a friend from school. We reminded her of her previous camping experience, but she said she wanted to try again. Brian and I had a very hard time leaving her there when we saw the cabins in the woods with no doors, no window coverings, where the wildlife walked in and out of the cabins day and night. She loved the camp, continued to go for 8 years, first as a camper, then as a counselor, and as a wakeboard instructor. She's made many lifelong friends at camp, and some of you are here tonight. She never ceased to amaze us as an honors graduate. In her last year of high school, she decided to go back for a victory lap before going on to university. And that's when she found her calling for advertising. After graduating from university, she jumped from one ad agency to the next, getting more experience along the way, loving every minute of it, even though she worked grueling hours. Then she surprised us again. She applied for her master's degree, was accepted into the program, and decided not to go. Then she changed her career path from advertising to the world of marketing, where she is today at American Express. Look out, marketing, here she comes. Now, I first met Kevin when he rang our doorbell, wearing a 1990s two-piece color block ladies nylon track windsuit. And I wondered, who is this guy? The next time we saw him, he was wearing his military dress uniform, taking Laura to a formal military ball. They made such a handsome couple. We only saw Kevin sporadically after that, because he was away most of the summer attending a military dive training course in New Brunswick. He wrote her one letter every week. I mean paper letters, not emails, not text messages. Actual letters were stamps that were mailed to our house. I knew then that Kevin might be the one to steal Laura's heart when he surprised her by coming home one weekend that summer in July to attend her friend's annual white party. And the next morning I saw a white corsage on her dresser. Remember, this is 2012. And I said to myself, this is someone special, and the rest is history. Kevin, you have an amazing partner by your side. Not only is she creative, but she's resourceful too. She can paint a house. She can plant a vegetable garden. She can build a dam to hold off a broken water main. She can rip up and remove flooded carpet and remove dead wildlife from our backyard pond. Not to mention YouTubing on how to set a better mousetrap. Kevin, you are getting one of a kind. She's been my rock this year, and I couldn't have done it without her. She's been there for me every step of the way, on good days and bad, even when I drove her crazy with my never-ending to-do list. She was my shoulder to cry on, and she would listen to me when she didn't want to. She was there for me. Kevin, you've been there for Laura and me this year, helping us fix things, researching how to fix things, and fixing things again. Kevin, I look at you as the son we never had, and Brian is smiling down on you today. There were days when I would come home from work and Brian would be talking in the family room. Then Laura would come home from work, and you and Brian would still be talking. Laura and I would look at each other and say, what are we, chopped liver? If there is any advice that I can give you, Kevin, always remember to have her coffee ready in the morning. She doesn't do mornings. My experience says you should never go to bed angry. Kevin and Laura, if you remember those three little words, you're right, dear. You will have many happy years ahead of you, like the 40 wonderful years that Brian and I have. Kevin and Laura, may the joy you share today be the beginning of a lifetime of adventures and great happiness and fulfillment. Let's raise a glass and toast to a lifetime of love and happiness to Laura and Kevin.
Cheers.
I'm not sure what I wrote, but okay, so I have to say right off the bat that I am beginning as Carol did. Ironically, it started like this. Once my neighbor was about 3/4 of the way through, Kevin decided to get the show on the road. His arrival that's too much information, but it was memorable. And since he walked at 9 months, I wasn't prepared. Having had 2 kids before that who didn't walk until a year, which was normal, I wasn't prepared for his exploring tendencies. So the first incident was a stranger that found him on the road at 11 months and brought him back and kind of told us off. Is this your kid? Yes. How'd you get him? We were on the lawn and he walked around the corner. He also left our home in a heavy fog at the age of 2 years old and went to visit a neighbor, and of course we didn't know how close he was. We couldn't see beyond 3 feet, so we were pretty terrified. And he also fell into swimming pools probably at least twice as an infant. And I watched him float to the surface and then pulled him out. Stay calm. He earned nicknames like Hot Dog, probably breeding about 8 of them when he was about 8 years old. And then K Danger became his alias, right, Rob? Yay. That one stuck. They both stuck, actually. And it fit. So Keven decided to play in an undertow at Wasaga Beach, right, Joanne? And unwittingly, he was there, and I still kind of thinking about our near-death rescue. Well, I don't think he does, because he then went on to, he's skipping a bit, but yeah, he went on to take a course in combat diving, so later on. So he went to serve the nation overseas in Afghanistan in 2010, and he acquired a band of brothers who had learned to watch each other's backs. And we're so grateful for that group of friends. That's a bond that's as strong as any family has. So thank you guys for being another family for each other and especially for family. So while there, I had many weeks of fear and anxiety for him. There was a troop of about 1,000 strong prayer warriors at our church that were calling for God's protection over him and the troops. So you were well covered. Thank you, everyone. And on his return, he enrolled in that one opportunity to take the combat diving course because finding explosive underwater is more fun, maybe? Well done, Keven. We are so proud of you. Your perspective on the world and its people groups has influenced all of us. And then the fun stopped, and job searching began, and 2.5 years later, Keven became, I think that's the right amount of time, a firefighter in Vaughan. It was a struggle, but he did. And then he brought Laura to us in the spring of, I think it was 2011, and we just loved her from the start. So welcome to our weirdly wonderful family, Laura. Steal that from your speech there. We watched the fun, but respectful give and take that they have for each other in a relationship, and we gave you space to grow and hope, I think. Then we moved out of Toronto and left you, Keven, in a position to better know Laura's family. And we are so pleased with the kind and supportive man that you have become as you all grieve the sudden loss of Brian. And just last December. But we are excited for the new life that you and Laura are beginning, and we hope to be there for you whenever needed. So welcome to our family, Laura. You know who Keven is by now, so I'm pretty sure there are no secrets. But our love, blessing, and prayers are with you both.
I know he liked this because he had it himself before. It's called To a Sleeping Beauty. Dear daughter, I tiptoed into your room tonight, looked down at you smiling in your sleep. You were so lovely, my heart nearly broke, and I thought how very much like a sleeping beauty my little girl is. But when I took you in at night, I never know how old you'll be when you're awake. One evening you'll crawl on your dad's lap and throw your arms around his neck, and the next morning you might be too much grown up for that sort of thing. You're so quickly approaching the awkward age, too young to drive a car, yet too old to be carried into the house, half asleep on your daddy's shoulder. I have a secret that I have never told you, Sleeping Beauty. You're going on a very long, exciting trip. You'll travel from yesterday all the way to tomorrow. It's a rapid journey, and you'll travel light, leaving behind measles, mumps, freckles, bumps, bubblegum, and me. I promise not to feel too hurt when you discover that the world is more important than your daddy's laugh. Yesterday you were blue jean, pigtail, the neighbor's best tree climber. Tomorrow you'll be blue organdy, ponytail, and you'll view the world from a loftier perch, a pair of high-heeled shoes. Yesterday you could mend a dog's broken leg with a hug. Tomorrow you'll be able to break a young man's heart with a kiss. Yesterday you could get lost one aisle away in a supermarket. Now I have to worry about losing you down another aisle to some strange young man. You see, just at the point where your growing pains stop, mine begin. Yesterday you were kind of a pain in the neck when you were around. Tomorrow you'll be an ache in my heart when you're not. Tomorrow you'll lay aside your jump rope and tie up the telephone lines for hours, and that little boy you used to push in the mud, he'll fight to sit out a dance with you. The clock upstairs is counting the minutes for you, and the sky upstairs is saving its brightest stars, and the sun is waiting with its shiniest day. I can't expect you to live in a doll's house forever. Sooner or later the butterfly sheds its cocoon, and the smallest bird must try its wings. But when you grow up and out of my arms, and when you finally get too big for my shirts, I still recall how you scattered dust and dolls partially through every room in the house, but you spread sunshine too. The dust is settled, you won't pick them up, the dolls, but the sunshine will always fill the corners of our hearts. So here I am talking to you in your sleep, because, well, if you saw the look on my face, you'd laugh, and if I spoke with this lump in my throat, I'd cry. Yeah, when I look at you tonight, you were asleep in beauty. So I tiptoed over and kissed you. You didn't wake up. I knew you wouldn't. According to the legend, only the handsome young prince can open your eyes, and I'm just the father of the future bride. So sleep on, pretty thing. Tomorrow you'll awake and you'll be a young lady, and you won't even realize you've changed courses in the middle of a dream. But you might notice a little change in me. I'll look a little different somehow, a little older, a little sadder, a little wiser, but a whole lot richer. Tonight I kiss the princess and I feel like a king. Laura, God bless you, sleep beauty.
This past year has been a bit of a paradox for me. I've experienced some of the happiest moments in my entire life. A surprise engagement in Madeira, Portugal, the birth of my twin nephews, my wedding here today, coupled with some of the saddest moments. The unexpected sudden passing of my father before Christmas. I find myself caught between being so excited and optimistic about the future, while simultaneously reliving moments that include all of my family members. But I couldn't have gotten through this past year without all the love and support of my family and friends. Keven, my husband. Has been my resolute rock, my stronghold, my heavy lifter and ground shaker. He taught me that I'm far stronger than I ever thought possible. The entire world is his playground, and he often tests the limits to see how far he can actually go. He's a helper, doer, will drive far and wide to see and assist any family member or friend. He often downplays his achievements, like serving in the Canadian military as a combat engineer in Afghanistan in 2010, making it through preliminaries and passing the elite Canadian combat diving course, and getting into the Vaughan Fire Department on his first application. His tenacity, courage, and kind heart are a true inspiration. I'm so excited to spend my forever with you. Kevin and my dad were very close. I would often come home from work, like my mom said, and find them sitting shoulder to shoulder, pouring over some book or YouTube video. They would rarely notice when I came in the house because they were so engrossed in their conversations. I can even remember sitting my dad down and telling him, "You can hang out with Kevin, but you have to do it on a night where we don't have an activity planned so that we're not late." It makes me so happy that my dad and Kevin were so close and that they spent so much time together. I know that my dad was so excited to have Kevin as a son. He was already planning future hunting trips and excited to go on adventures as just the two of them. To Kevin's family, thank you for welcoming me into your family with open arms since the first day you met me that Easter. You've always included me in all of your family activities and made me feel like part of the family before it was truly official. Thank you for raising such a wonderful son. Lily, thank you for making such a beautiful wedding cake. I believe I officially heard about your cake making abilities before Kevin and I even started dating. Your baking is always amazing, and it means the absolute world to us that you made our wedding cake today. To my mom, it's been quite the year for us. We've always been close, but I don't think that adequately describes the last 9 months. Whether it's breaking water mains outside our house at 2 a.m., the alternator going on my car, or the kitchen sink breaking, we're learning to navigate these uncharted waters without Dad together. And while I never wanted to have to do this, we are a team, and we will figure it out, and we will always stick together. I love you so much. To my ladies, you have been absolutely amazing. No matter the task I threw your way, you were always unfazed and willing to jump, ready and go. Writing names on 127 leaves, no problem. Polishing 35 pieces of silver in 2 nights, not a big deal. Painting my new apartment when it was 30+ degrees, planning beautiful bridal showers, you have all been the epitome of true friends. To everyone here today, I want to thank you for sharing this memorable day for us. It means the world that you have witnessed our vows and are here to celebrate the true happy moments in life. A special thanks to friends and family who flew in from across the country. We're so glad that you made it to Toronto to share our special day with us. Caitlin, I wanted to thank you so much for flying out east and helping set up the hall and making it look beautiful. I couldn't have done it without you. To Uncle John, thank you so much for being our MC. You've always been a part of our family, whether it's our annual Christmas tree shopping, New Year's Eve parties, or just general social shenanigans. Your British humor, quick wit, and stiff martinis always make for a grand time. Thank you for bringing your very personal touch to our special day.
Thanks everyone so much for coming out today. It seems like forever in the making, at the same time it happened so fast. So thank you for everyone who took part in that and joined us on this whirlwind of a journey, and we got here. We did. Thank you especially to long distance travelers, people who flew in, took time to come from all corners of the continent, and just to come and see us, and everyone else too, but us today. And thank you so much for doing that. Friends and family again who helped with prep, planning, the entire wedding process. And John, again, thank you so much for being the MC. The groomsmen, thank you guys. Managed to get there. Thanks so much for helping with any of the last minute things. I had John driving around all over the place and organizing other rides and stuff today, and you used. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you. And things got done. And again, thank you so much. All the way down the line, you guys have been great every step of the way, and there's a reason you're sitting out there with me. The bridesmaids. Can we get a round of applause for how beautiful they look? Thank you for all the work and the crafts and the help and Laura, and she spoke in more detail about that. But thank you so much for helping Laura's laundry list get done somehow. That was great. And Taylor family, thank you again. My sisters, my parents, my brothers, putting all your experience and your skills and talents to making this day possible. Thank you so much. A very special thanks to the Kitchen family, to Jen. Thank you so much for being a maid of honor, and truly to those words. And you just helped a whole long way. You haven't had an easy go of it. You've had your own tasks to take care of, and you've done both admirably. And thank you so much for that. A very special thanks to Carol, my new mom. Thank you for housing me and feeding me, and putting up with me, mumbling around, half asleep in the morning while you're trying to get out the door and I'm just in the way. And thank you so much for giving me a place to stay and putting me to work. It's been great. This past year has been difficult, but we got through it together, and I feel like at this point there's nothing we can't do. We got the rest of our lives together, and no matter what comes our way, we'll be able to do it together. Laura, thanks. Thanks for saying yes. Thank you for the past 4+ years we've spent together it's just going on my harebrained adventures with me, whether it's to a downtown restaurant or to explore an abandoned hotel, construction yard thing. And just all sorts of things that, with inadequate footwear, and you learn to keep your pair of shoes in my car, which has helped me out. Your intelligence and your playfulness, your humor, your wit, the drive, there's nothing you can't do. You work so methodically. It's wow to watch you work. I don't work the way you work, and thank you so much for what you do, because you've shown me how to do things I didn't think were possible. You're so beautiful. You look amazing. When I first saw her, she was walking down the aisles. Look how tall she is. It's beautiful. More than I deserve, even more than I could. Thank you. So a really smart guy once said, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Many parts made us who we are, made me who I am, made Laura who she is. And the parts could be moments, could be people, activities, jobs, whatever. And through the course of those things, we've all met and known you. Everyone is here tonight. And today, the parts merge into a whole, and it's great. And we are only great because of the pieces that have made us this way. Without you, there would be no us. So, I forgot my glasses, but we can, thank you. Raise a toast. To you, to everyone who made us who we are.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.